Well, we are live, but it is quite literally a dampener. I say that because, of course, the rain delay has continued on at the Eden Gardens, but we do have some good news for you. It's stopped, all the covers are off, and what's more important, we will have an inspection coming up in about, as of this time's recording, 25 minutes.
25 minutes. It was stated that from 7:30 onwards, it would take you 75 minutes for the ground to be ready.
But remember, the covers started coming off at about 7:45, 7:50 types.
Yeah.
At 7:30, it was still raining. The covers were still very much on.
Yep. It was raining throughout the afternoon also. There's also, even now, it's on and off. There is a bit of a steady, constant drizzle. Now it has stopped, but it can happen anytime. And the weather forecast for Kolkata, at this point in time, only about 20% chances of rain, but that 20% area.
And the 20% is consistent throughout the day, by the way. We were checking the updates, and of course, these updates, there will always be things that, will go a little wrong somewhere. Yep. But what it means is that 20% of area of Kolkata will be getting rain through the evening. That's not a good sign, because that 20% area needn't change always. But if the concentration stays similar, it is going to impact the match. And in fact, the fact that you're going to be having an inspection at 8:45 already means you're pretty much in for a shortened game. Yes. Because overs, for those of you who hadn't seen the live that I had done prior to this, talking about the rain delay, you'll start losing overs 1 hour after the original time, which means 8:30 p.m. given 7:30 was when the match was bound to start. So 8:45 already means by that point you'd have lost nearly 2 overs.
2 overs, and you're not going to start immediately after 8:45. You'll start maybe another 7 to 8 minutes then.
Maybe 9 would be the best time.
So multiple things. First, you would hope that that little bit of drizzle that is still there at the venue, as Siddharth points out, first that needs to stop by 8:45. Two, primarily then what the umpires will be looking at as to how wet the outfield is, or how dry is it. Does it need to get more dry? Do you need to do something? Bring in the ropes, bring in the dryers, do whatever it is, mops, whatever it is to ensure that the field gets more drier. So is the field safe for players to take to it? That is something that the umpires will now be assessing at that inspection, which happens at 8:45.
And I think
the visibility should be an issue. Floodlights are good. Nothing changes as far as light is concerned, visibility is concerned, primarily to do with 2 things. One, of course, the little bit of drizzle goes. Second, how wet the outfield is, and how much time will the groundsman then need to ensure that it becomes fit for play to begin. And then, of course, all of that, if those 2 clearances are there, if those 2 tick boxes are there, as far as the umpires are concerned, then you look at the toss and play to start rather soon. You won't look at a half-hour delay or 28-minute delay that you usually see between the toss and the first ball.
And the one good thing that the Eden's always done for the past 9 years, cover the entire playing field.
I mean, it makes it look like a skating rink when it's covered that way. But what it does is ensure that you're not dealing with complications of wet patches on the outfield to a large extent. In fact, it's something I think more, let's say, Indian grounds need to adopt, given that when rain does come, it tends to more often than not be a little brutal, which means that you can actually be at a point where, you might have a perfectly dry strip of 22 yards, but what does that matter when the outfield is dangerous? The outfield is dangerous, the umpires are not going to be risking the health of the players, and I perfectly well understand that.
Absolutely, and that for you is the image of the Eden Gardens, what it looked like moments before. Now those covers have come off. In fact, we can tell you that Hardik Pandya, the Mumbai captain, is in fact in the center and is now looking at the strip on which this match will be played. But brief while back, that visual that you saw, that's how it is. Rather, it was a few moments back, the entire outfield being covered, something that you see more often happen in Sri Lanka. You don't see it happen in other parts of the world. But I agree with Shane, this is something that more and more stadiums and more boards, by the way, should be adopting. You heard some of the English players make a point about it at the Ashes, when of course there was a match that was determined. I think it was Old Trafford. Because of rain, where England were denied a win because of rain, and that point was made then as well. But even then, there's no such effort being put by, speaking of India, of any other venue that has given you any sort of an indication of them going in for these big covers.
See, there is a 2-step process. Okay, the ground staff will first dry off the excess water that's there on the pitch, and then they'll drain it through that slope from a certain patch where the cover is. Okay, then we saw just behind the host broadcasters, one of the commentators there, the super sopper was being used, the net was being dragged, the ropes were going on. So I think the drying process has already begun. So once the inspection is done at 8:45, maybe in the next 10 minutes you would see the toss happening also. Now, as far as this is concerned, 1 hour ever since the start time, 8:30, now you are definitely going to see overs being lost.
But that count begins in 4 minutes from now,
Yeah.
8:30, because you keep 1 hour of buffer. You look at overs being lost from the 8:30 mark. So you're
8:30
looking
mark,
at
yeah.
15 minutes, definitely 10 minutes, let's give it for assessment.
Yeah.
And then another 5-7 minutes for play to then begin. So you're looking about 25 minutes lost.
Yeah, so mostly if you look at it, either 3 or 4 overs. Or if you want to take into account the break allowance and all that, maybe a 2 over deduction.
Yeah, for all you know, what Siddharth is right. They sometimes will just cut short the mid innings
Yes.
and say that okay, we'll cut out 5 minutes from there or shave 5-10 minutes from there.
Yeah.
And then at that point, you will just ensure that you can get the game
But
started.
we are definitely not having a 20 over game. I think we'll have a first truncated match in IPL.
You can't. I was just coming to one of the possible areas where they could trim time, and they can't really though truncate what we call as the time out. Obviously,
Timeout is a money driver for them. There's no way that they're going to be truncating those. But what we do know is that you're going to get a shortened game. And in case you're wondering what the worst case scenario could be for a game, because again, we don't know if the rain comes back again, then you're kind of sort of doomed. You can start a game. The latest you can start a game is 10:56 p.m. IST. 10:56 p.m. IST, as Siddharth rightly points out, will be with the cutoff for a 5 over a side match that will take place. That's the worst case scenario. If even by then you're not able to get a game started, then points are split. And what it means is that KKR will still have qualified, although in quite literally a damp squib kind of manner.
And if you look at it, it might hurt their chances of a top 2, because even Sunrisers can get to 18. Now, if KKR don't win against GT or RR, then they might slip to even 3rd position also with 17 points.
Correct.
Because out of the other 2, only CSK and DC can max get to 16 along with LSG.
Yeah, so what 17 will do is it will guarantee your qualification.
Yeah.
But what 18 would do, if you get 18, assuming the game goes on, you win the game and then it's 18 points, you're as good as guaranteed a top 2 finish.
Yes.
Because the only other team that can make it to 18 would be, if I'm not mistaken, SRH.
SRH. They're on 14.
They're on 14 right now with 2 games to play. So if they win those 2, they make it to 18.
Both home games, by the way.
Yeah, they're the only team who can get to 18 points aside from a Rajasthan. And Rajasthan are a given. One advantage, of course, KKR have over both those sides is a far superior net run rate.
Yep.
The net run rate is very advantageous because again, if you look at the other 2 teams, RR with 16 points is 0.476, SRH with 14 points 0.406, KKR 1.453. So even a couple of narrow losses, if you get to 18, you're all but guaranteed to be at the top unless RR, SRH do something crazy, which again is a possibility. But the only team really that can deny you are RR and SRH.
And
only 2 teams.
Tomorrow also, if you thought that, okay, maybe this IPL heading into the last week of the league stages will have no twists, no dramas, think again. Because today it's all been about Delhi Capitals getting, unfortunately, the bad news that Rishabh Pant will be banned. 1 game he's been suspended because of a slow rate, and the weather report is not good for Bengaluru tomorrow. Now if that happens, DC will only get to 13, RCB are out.
Yeah, that is when there is no ball being bowled. Both team gets that get a split of points, so 1 point each for both the teams. That means Delhi will then be able to get to only 15 points maximum.
Yes. And then they will have to hope that Chennai Super Kings win only 1 game.
And by the way, that toss, if that happens, if it happens that it's rained out, that's the worst news that could happen for an RCB.
Yeah,
given
because they're out.
They can only get to 14 points. So if they draw,
no, they'll get to only 13.
No, I'm saying 14 is the maximum right now. With a rain delay, with a rain washout, then you're only 13 points. Then you ain't qualifying.
You are not
qualifying because again, one more team is definitely getting to 14 because DC and LSG are playing each other
on Tuesday.
So once that happens, then 13 isn't going to be enough.
13 isn't going to be enough.
You need to play all games.
Exactly, because see, one between Delhi and Lucknow anywhere getting to 14.
Yep.
So that completely puts you out of the competition, and there's already a team at 14. There are two teams at 16 each.
Yeah.
So
And the worst part is RR and CSK are playing tomorrow. And if CSK win, then it upsets the entire apple cart.
Yeah.
All over again.
Because if CSK win, no, then it puts them in a good position.
14.
Yes.
Then they'll be on 14. And going into their last game, know that 16 means that
Almost
Lucknow, RCB,
Yeah,
etc.
because CSK take on RCB in their last game. So that is why it is a big situation that we are looking at this point. So
Yeah, so that will really upset the apple cart, assuming the RCB game goes this way. For today, actually there are no losers. Even if you, let's say worst case KKR do lose, which again is a possibility, you lose a truncated game, you're still with your destiny in your hands. You have 2 games, all you need to do is get to 18.
Yeah.
If it's washed out also, 17 guarantees them qualification, but then they'd want to win one of the next 2 games to ensure 19 points, nobody's catching you there.
because after this you're playing GT in Ahmedabad, and boy, you're raking up air miles, because from Ahmedabad,
You're
from
going to
here, from Kolkata, you'll go to Ahmedabad, then Ahmedabad, you'll go to Parsapara, and then you're back in Ahmedabad.
For the playoffs.
Playoffs. You're raking up a lot of air miles. I mean, imagine, proper planning should have been the KKR GT game should have been last.
So you're getting a lot of travel points.
Yeah.
Those don't matter to this day, right?
KKR RR in Barsapara would have been
Yes.
ideal from Kolkata.
You can apply for business class next time.
Yeah. And by the way, Kolkata players also, after the Mumbai Indians victory, they had a turbulent time. They went to Guwahati, they tried to come to Kolkata, but they couldn't land. Then they had to
Varanasi.
camp at Varanasi.
Yeah.
So it's not been a good travel plan as far as I'm concerned for Kolkata.
And then now they're getting, rain over here. So definitely not
Damp
ideal.
pen to your home campaign then.
I know it'll be really bad if a full match doesn't take place. You'd want to say thank you in front of the fans who've been really good. I mean, I know KKR have lost 2 games at home already, but those 2 games also were like freak once in a
ones,
lifetime
yeah.
kind of matches. Butler's 100, PBK has putting together a good chase before reverting to type and being useless.
And by the
Have to say
way, our prediction of PBK's being at the bottom has come true.
They are at the bottom.
They are at the bottom. See, because RCB have moved up,
Yeah, go scroll down.
scroll down a bit because, see,
Yeah.
Punjab Kings are at the bottom. So that's why Mumbai Indians, if they lose today, they then go to the bottom. And Punjab Kings' next 2 games, if I'm not mistaken, are against
Away games.
SRH and
Have to check.
Just go check what are Punjab's next 2 games.
Punjab Kings.
RR and SRH.
Oh, yes,
dear.
Barsapara. Yes, I forgot.
So actually, they can actually potentially be in a situation where even neither of those 2 games.
Yeah.
And end up as the wooden spooners, as we correctly predicted.
Yep, at least one prediction's coming right. Out of my predictions, 2 only are in the top 4.
Right now?
Yes,
Even
only
I-
2.
Even I have 2 in.
Because I got KKR and CSK in that. I had not predicted RR and SRH. there.
Mine is just 1. CSK. I had LSG, I had MI,
Yeah.
and I had GT.
GT.
I have 2, KKR and RR.
How many people? How is it that one season I don't pick KKR? I'm going to do it every year. No?
I also have only 2. I had KKR and CSK.
Yeah.
I had picked MI, LSG, KKR, CSK.
We all had MI.
But now MI is definitely gone.
Yeah.
So even our title estimates, I had predicted MI to get the title. Now that's also gone.
I think you
gone
made a
big time.
similar prediction.
Yeah. Bye khatam.
Bye, Khatam.
So we will be back after the inspection for the toss.
Oh, I think
let's take some.
Just take some questions. We can go till the inspection because again, you don't really know
Yeah.
how it's going to go. I think even fans would be put that on.
Oops.
Yeah.
I know. We all miss that.
And let it not be revealed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's not be revealed.
No, but it can be enacted.
No way. That I am not.
The floor is yours.
No way.
Just reminding you.
No. International 3191.
It's back after a long time. I heard.
Does IPL 2024 batting spell end of ODI cricket?
No, not really. If anything, if one thing it's shown you is that all 3 formats are different and need to be played differently. I mean, if you looked at the World Cup when it took place in India, the ODI World Cup, you saw that good old-fashioned ODI batting was still being rewarded. Yeah, batters would get more aggressive when they get more aggressive, but
I think you were reminded of that, and I agree with Chen, I think, but you were reminded of that in the recently concluded India-England Test series, because you look at playing Test cricket, the way T20 cricket is played, and that thought of cricket or that brand of cricket really caught everyone's fancy, and people thought that this is something really worth challenging. But it was a reminder. For one, you thought after that first test victory in Hyderabad, test cricket can really be played that way. But mind you, Bazball was shown the mirror. Bazball was reminded why test cricket has to be played a certain way. That is why all three formats will have to have different approaches, different skill sets, and can't say that one way that a certain discipline is played, that means the other way also it can be copy pasted, let's say, in the other formats. That doesn't work.
Absolutely not.
Indeed.
You can't look at it in that sort of a prism. Yeah, definitely it will make, I think, batting now, and we are seeing that across formats, is that T20 cricket as a whole has empowered batters to be more aggressive, even in tests, even in ODIs. But there's still, the best ways to get success is to respect the conditions and play according to the situation. In T20, you don't play according to the situation unless the pitch you have is a really challenging one. If it's a batter-friendly one, then boss, you go for it. You know that, you just have to keep hitting through the line, and more often than not, you'll find success. If you don't, no problem, there's 6-7 other batters there who'll do the job for you.
Exactly. So, yes, that is the current situation. ODIC, the numbers will reduce. It's already been reduced in this entire cycle. So, that's why looking at it, you will only see ODIs in the World Cups and the Champions Trophies. Bilateral series will be very little at this point.
Yeah, I don't see too many bilaterals coming up for stuff like,
Yeah.
ODIs, because that's a sad reality. It'll only happen in a World Cup here.
Yeah. So, I'll take 3 comments of Priyanshu combined. DC will also get to 16 points. Can get to 16 points.
There's no guarantee.
Yeah, DC hammer LSG at Delhi. LSG is down now.
Yeah.
And I get a feeling tomorrow both RCB and CSK will lose. DC qualify. Well, he's a big DC fan, it seems.
He's a big DC optimist for
No,
sure.
I think, Priyanshu is an RCB fan.
RCB fan. But then he
Which
gets
is
a
why-
feeling.
so
I think he's reverse
optimist.
jinxing.
An optimist maybe, but let's see. Delhi, by the way, do happen to have fate in their own hands. That's one good thing. However, the weather in Bangalore doesn't look pleasing right now from the
7
points
o'clock
table
onwards,
perspective. Also, Rishabh Pant not being there, it could actually be a game which can go either way. It could be something that actually ends up being a nail in the coffin for Delhi if they are to lose, because a bad loss can actually then spoil things going into the last match, which is going to happen on Tuesday against LSG.
Yes.
A win though at this point, man to man, looking at it, it's a team that has its tail up right now. 4 wins on the trot for RCB, so they're in red hot form right now. I think it's a little tilted towards the hosts also playing at home, by the way. It's a little tilted towards the hosts right now. Delhi don't have things going their way. But let's see, makes for a very good encounter.
Very good encounter, and we have to also understand that RCB have very good record against Delhi Capitals. So that is why at the Chinnaswamy, but the weather is not good at the Chinnaswamy. At 7 PM onwards, there is rain predicted until 11 o'clock.
Oh dear, that's the entire duration of the match.
That is the entirety. But then again, it's like the Eden Gardens. If you cover the pitch, and there they have the wonderful, you may say, subsurface aeration system. If by that time, if there is rain, even if it pours for 4 hours, the ground will still be dry and you can start playing the next 20-25 minutes. That's the only advantage they have.
Priyanshu's clarified, he says he's not at all an RCB
Oh, I thought he
fan.
was an RCB fan.
I think there is a different Priyanshu. I think
Could
that's,
be.
yeah.
Could be.
Okay, so Sarat Chandra Singh, Sid sir, I want CSK to lose to RR and then set up CSK versus RCB on 18th for 4th place playoff spot. I know RCB fails in pressure
Oh,
time.
that is very naughty, Sarat, but I get your point.
But one team might potentially disrupt that, and that is the Delhi Capitals. If they win against RCB, then that game on the 18th has no relevance at all, because RCB will anyway be out. GT, if they lose to KKR on the 13th, they are out.
Yeah.
So that's why it is not going to be a simple equation at all.
Anyway, in case you're joining us right now, as you see in the caption as well that we've gone with, the toss is delayed for obvious reasons. By now you know. Inspection just minutes away. We'll stay live all through that inspection. So stay with us, throw in all your questions that you have.
In fact,
it's a
let's
good
take
time.
a few more.
Yeah. Sarat Chandra is Karthik K. Okay, first US. He's saying 2 more games. I'm done with MI. Hope Rose back to SRH.
Could happen. I mean, but do they need a captain? I doubt.
Well, if Pat Cummins helps them win the IPL,
even if he takes them to the playoffs or the qualifier 2, wherever it is, I think it's an overachievement for a side that last season finished 10th.
Yes.
I think they're sticking with him. Oh, simple as.
build the man a statue, my friend, if he wins the IPL title. But Sarat Chandra has got some confidence. He says, Harshit sir, if I have Fraser McGurk in my team, I will be calm and confident. So be confident and hope for DC win and improve NRR. And Shane sir, Chelsea have a chance of finishing top 5.
I mean, top 5 is, I think, pushing it a bit because I think top 5, 5th, I think right now are Spurs, and there's a significant gap there. Although, if Spurs drop points, given they have a match against.
They're leading right now, I saw.
No.
Pedro Porro, I think, scored.
That's fine. That is a fine thing. But they also have a game against City. The
They have
City
a
game
game,
is the
yes.
one that can really, let's say, be the slip up.
Title
I think
decider as well.
Fifth is unrealistic. I think 6th would probably be more realistic
And-
because you've got United are up against Arsenal. Newcastle currently are also, I think, trailing. If I'm not mistaken, last I had seen they were trailing. So I agree. There's a good chance for top 6, but you've got, I think, Chelsea have probably one of the trickier fixtures today. Nottingham Forest are a side that, don't forget, will in fact be competing for relegation spot. They know they're not technically safe yet, so can never take those games lightly.
Because they're also undergoing investigation, right?
They've been docked points.
And I think, or maybe it's with Everton.
So that you're talking about, you're thinking about is Everton.
Everton, right?
Yeah, just scroll slightly up. There's one more comment which I wanted to take, which is addressed to me. Fire rated. Would love to know what your real name is. Saying Shane doesn't want MI and CSK in playoffs because they're the only teams that can stop KKR. No, not true. Doesn't really matter who makes it. If you made it to the playoffs as whichever team, then you need to be able to trust your instinct on a given day. So I say bring them all on.
Because
and as for MI, they're not in contention for the playoffs anyway. They're done.
Anyway, CSK and KKR, if you look at it, they have a pretty even record when it looks at playoff situations.
Yeah, I mean, you've met in 2 finals. CSK won 1, KKR won 1.
Yeah.
So it's actually pretty even.
Yep, that's why. So, row to Mohammad Saifuddin saying, row to KKR in 2025.
Sorry. No. If I have to pillage any player from MI, it will be Jasprit Bumrah and Sky
Suryakumar.
in that order, and that is what I want. What I'm likely to get is a Sky.
Yeah.
You're likely to get a Sky if you're looking at anyone.
See, Rohit Sharma, as I said, I mean, we in Sports Today had spoken about the one team that could try for him is the Delhi Capitals.
Yeah.
They did try. They were the one team that offered a trade.
Yeah.
Now, again, we had done a video on this also during the Hardik Pandya and Cameron Green trade when that happened. You first initiate a bid and then you initiate the trading protocol. If you suppose Harshit's Delhi Capitals, I am MI, I have got Hardik Pandya with me. You have initiated a bid that yes, I am getting Hardik Pandya, I want to buy him for 17 crores. If I don't respond in the next 48 hours, then that bid is null and void. The franchisee who makes the bid has to get the approval from the other franchisee also. Then and only then a trade is possible. But it will be interesting to see what is the retention list because we don't know whether there will be 4 retentions, 8 retentions,
10 retentions.
or will there be a retention at all? Will there be a right to match? We don't know about all that.
Yeah, right now there's no clarity as to what exactly the situation will be when it comes to the mega auction because from what we understand, franchises are split. Some want more retentions because they want continuity in the teams, which I get. If you ask me, I'd scrap the whole damn concept. I hate
Continuity
Continuity should
helps them
be
build
important.
legacy,
Correct.
connect with the with the audiences as well. So much riding over there as far as having a core is concerned, and I'm pretty sure even franchises would not want to be in the process of again every 3 years try recalibrate again have a new system in place.
Yeah, maybe
Looking for
that's
longevity.
what hurt RCB the most. That's what the first murmurs of this thing were actually done by Virat Kohli and RCB. Because they felt that, okay, why you want such a mega auction? You can't, I mean, the thought of Virat Kohli going to Delhi Capitals now seems to be unrealistic. Because how on earth then will we associate a player with a brand, with a franchisee, with a fan base, with everything? Okay, so now we have got the official confirmation. 16 over per innings. It's going to be a 16 over match.
That means you've lost 8 overs.
Yeah, and it is going to start at 9:15 p.m. IST. So the toss will happen anytime now in the next 5 minutes.
No, toss is at 9 p.m.
9 p.m. Oh,
So
toss.
15
Toss
minutes
at
away.
9. So 3 updates for you.
Yeah.
Toss at 9. 9:15 is when play begins, and then you're looking at 16 overs each side. So there's a loss of 4 overs a side in totality, 8
Yes.
overs being lost. In terms of delay, 7:30 you look at match starting. Well, that's now pushed more than
Hour and a half.
Hour and a half. In fact, 1 hour 45
minutes.
as far as the delay is concerned. 9:15 is when it begins. 9 o'clock the toss.
Toss.
2 hour delay as far as the toss is concerned.
Exactly. And let us make one thing clear here. Supposing if if Mumbai Indians set a target in 16 overs, say about 160, that target that KKR will be chasing will be a DLS revised. It won't be 161. It could be some other total. Because in a truncated game, I think the DLS adjusted total comes into
But
play.
doesn't DLS adjusted total come if there's another
If there is another interruption, yes.
Are you sure?
Yeah. So it'll be whatever total that they set will exactly be a run more than that will be the target.
Okay.
If there is a further interruption, then DLS comes into picture.
Because if there's a further interruption, you lose more overs, and then accordingly the target will be adjusted.
Will get adjusted as well.
Okay.
Once again.
As I said,
Divine intervention.
RCB all out.
You're getting a call.
Yeah.
No, let's not share this now.
Oh, and there is Danny Morrison, who's
You know what he's going to be doing? The pitch report.
I know that, but then he's going to talk about the pitch, how it is going to be. So,
Yeah, because it's still 15 minutes away
don't
from the
get us
toss.
started on what was this RCB all out thing. It's a long story.
It's a very long story.
Exactly.
There could
We're
be a
not
video,
proud of it.
Could be a video coming up on it.
We're not proud of it.
No,
Actually,
but
who are we kidding? We're very proud of it.
No, we have to do it next year at that appropriate date.
Yeah.
April 23rd.
23rd of April.
April 23, 2025. Save that date.
But yesterday you dropped a hint here. We may not be together next year.
Who knows? किसे पता कब क्या हो?
There's another question.
No. He.
that's
it's
good.
correct. It's correct. So
Actually, remove the first part.
first part, or
Yeah.
Shane, if you want,
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
help him, and then in that sense. Okay.
Perfect.
So in that sense, give the number of overs. How many overs match?
Should we though continue to be live till 9:15 then?
We can.
Let's go for it.
Let's go for it, because see, actually, if you look at it, looking at the first impressions of the pitch itself, it looks to be bone dry. I think it's going to be a flat deck. I think in 16 overs, you may get to see a 170, 180 kind of a score.
Bare minimum.
With the very small and massive boundaries that are there at the Eden Gardens at this point.
Yeah. So we will let you know the thoughts as far as the broadcast is concerned. Danny Morrison at the center right now. He's summing up what he sees over there in the middle. I also see Mitch Stark in the background.
He's measuring his run up.
He is marking his run up as we speak. Siddharth rightly says visuals that the broadcaster is showing right now does turn out to be a pitch which looks rather flat. There's hardly any grass over there, just enough maybe to bind the pitch
That looks
together.
like a phenomenally good pitch.
It looks like a very good pitch to bat on, and I think given the fact that now that it's rained, you're looking at and teams will obviously have that in mind going forward as well, that there could be a rain interruption. It's actually good to be batting
overs.
second,
Match
so
reduced to
maybe the
16
team
overs.
winning
That's
the toss would want to bat second, because
You don't know what the pitch is going to play like, boss.
that's one. Number two, DLS. The moment
DLS
targets
favors
get-
chasing teams.
Exactly. So you want to be the chasing team. So another reason for you to be batting second.
Oh, I wholeheartely
Wholeheartedly agree.
So basically, what the situation is now, of course, as Harshit rightly points out, is that when it comes to rain, you always want to be chasing. The other advantage, also, don't forget, if there's any juice in the overhead conditions, you want to be the team exploiting it.
Yeah.
You want to be the team exploiting it also, because sometimes moisture, any kind of moisture, can do funny things to pitches. We've seen sometimes pitches get on the slower side. I remember last year, it was DC versus KKR in Delhi. And that match also, you remember Sid and I were there. We were there for.
You are at the PBKS RCB game.
Yeah, you guys were in Mohali. We were staying back. I stayed back only because of this game.
I think Delhi lost 8 games in that small chase as well.
8 wickets.
8 wickets.
And that pitch was already a slow pitch, but it was some next level slow after the rain came in. It became very sticky. Nitish Rana of all people was bowling like a dream.
Yeah.
Taking 2-3 wickets, bowling
And
economical.
Delhi could have lost that game had it not been two
Delhi
stumping
were
opportunities
trying
missed
it
by
with
Litton.
I think
Litton Das, don't remind me.
First win of the season for Delhi last year.
Yeah.
And it had come after a long time.
Yeah.
And
Mumbai
Delhi
Indians.
were again doing their best to squander that game as well.
So I would know that, see, Kolkata Knight Riders have an opportunity to do the double on Mumbai Indians. It's happened only twice before, 2014 and 2022. And under Shreyas Iyer's captaincy, Kolkata Knight Riders never lost to the Mumbai Indians.
Correct. Actually, I know a lot of people will say, oh, but they lost in 2023. But yeah, 2023, Nitish Rana was the stand-in captain. So technically, Shreyas Iyer, whenever he's led, his record, played 3, won 3. Phenomenal.
Yep, indeed. So, in that sense, when you look at it, KKR, if they do the double, the queue is there and potentially top 2 is also sealed for them. Because no other team apart from an SRH can get to 18. And assuming CSK wins against RR tomorrow, then top 2 is definitely 110% confirmed for them. So, what the pitch report is saying, the last game on it was on the 23rd of March against SRH.
That was a belter of a track.
But I think now it would have reduced. Now you saw in that 277 pitch, it had reduced the gear. Of course, it was 165 and 167 9.4. So maybe the team that wins the toss will want to chase for another reason. Maybe it will get easier to bat on as the game progresses.
In fact, so you're going by the pitch report which Danny Morrison has done. He says it's pitch number 5. It's only been used once this season, which was right in the beginning. Spinners might quite like it. Why? Because it's been under covers for so long, the spinners might actually end up getting some purchase. But what he also says is if the Pacers get it slightly wrong on a ground like this, on a pitch like this, it's going to disappear. Also hinted at potentially a bit of swing, which no surprise given the cool overhead conditions plus, a little bit of clouds.
Yeah.
Yep.
So maybe the new ball could come in handy for the fast bowlers at the start, but after that...
Today, it will be interesting to see what will be the impacts of the thing. Will they only go for batters then? Because they want to elongate their batting lineups, both teams.
We are also yet to hear what the over distribution could be like then for players. Are we looking at all 4 then, or would
no, it will be, I think,
3 players, all 4?
2 bowlers bowling maybe 4 overs and 3 bowlers bowling 3.
Yeah, something
Something
like that.
on those lines. Okay,
we'll also have to have a look out for that.
Or maybe 4 bowlers bowling 3, only 1 bowling 4.
Yeah, that's quite possible. 4 overs bowling 3 will be 12 and then the 1 bowling 4, 16. Yeah, I think that's what they're going to go with. Your maximum of 4 and 4 with a maximum.
Give
of
that
3.
4 to Sunil Narayan, my friend.
Yeah.
Because if Danny Morrison believes that the pitch might get some purchase for spinners, your impact serves as a Suyash.
Could very well be, assuming you're bowling second.
Yeah, you will have to bowl second on this wicket because I think it will get easier to bat on. It will ensure that, it can kind of backfire also, I think. Or is the pitch getting even more slower?
Who knows? I mean, you saw what happened in the Mumbai game as well. That Wankhede track got tougher to bat on.
Yes.
It actually genuinely got tougher because the only ones who were able to score runs in the second innings were those who batted long.
Correct.
Sky also accelerated only in the second half of his innings.
Yep.
Yeah.
Karthik K is like saying, wherever row goes, my support goes. Hope it's not DC.
Don't be that mean, Karthik.
Exactly.
See, there are 2 teams that may need a captaincy thing. Supposing if CSK don't make it to the playoffs, then Rohit Sharma to Chennai Super Kings. Who knows? Anything can happen. See, there are questions around 2 players. One is Rohit Sharma, the other is KL Rahul. I don't think KL Rahul is getting retained by Lucknow Super Giants next year.
Doesn't seem likely.
And if there is one place that will need a captain, wicket-keeper and an opening bat, it is RCB. Because Faf is retiring.
Faf could potentially be on.
Faf is not going to be there. So they need a captain. They're not going to go back to Virat. So
DK also, you don't know whether he's playing next season.
Well,
DK is not
CSK also, CSK, KL Rahul. They also might need a wicket keeper.
Aging, down in the dumps.
They might need a full-time wicket keeper next year.
Yeah, they will. Because see, they don't have a keeper.
And they're known for reviving careers.
Yeah, but I think that career reviving, it's now come full circle. We have seen with Ajinkya Rane, एक ही season का जलवा था. Now second season.
See, but
with no MS Dhoni. From 2020, we may have no MS Dhoni.
But actually, Dhoni will be in the setup somehow.
See, I think the 1 or 2 season thing works mostly for older players. You know why? Look at Dubey.
Yeah.
3 years he's been phenomenally consistent. So in that sense, I think it does work well for the younger players, those who have some age on their side. Jinx doesn't really have that much age on his side. So that portion only worked for like a season.
Only a season in that sense. So that's why.
Let's take Shubham's comment. He says that he's asking all of us, did you notice the decision of Marsh as captain didn't make any fuss by media or by Cummins? Imagine if the Indian team did anything like this, then what the outrage would be like. I think that's what his question is.
That is the thing. See, Australia, look at when they won the World Cup. Look at how the reception was at the airport.
Non-existent.
Non-existent, because Australia is a very, very egalitarian society when you look at it. Sportsmen are treated on par. New Zealand, for example, I'll just give you a case. New Zealand's Prime Minister had to stand in a Starbucks queue.
Yeah.
That is the protocol. I mean, he's serving he or she is serving the individual, the country, but he's a public servant. That's the term, public servant. In Australia and New Zealand, there is no VIP protocol as such. The VIP protocol exists mostly in the Asian nations and mostly in America also, in the Americas, where there is a sense of entitlement. But Australia, New Zealand, look, one of the biggest sports, if you look at it for New Zealand, it's not cricket, it's rugby. When the All Blacks won, the next day, one of the All Blacks winning player, he was standing with his lunchbox at a bus stop, waiting to go to work, and no one batted an eyelid. That is how it is. And Australia, trust me, I think that was the foresight they had. Mitchell Marsh as our T20 captain, he had success there. Cummins, he himself has stated, has not had any T20 experience.
When it comes to T20
Captaincy.
eyes, no experience, and perhaps his weakest format. You also have to look at it like that, be practical.
But still, he's won a T20 World Cup.
He's won it as a part of a team. No, he was not the captain.
Team. I know, he's won it in all formats.
See, and the acknowledgement of there being a weaker facet or a weaker format will probably happen there, not here.
I mean, look at Marcus Stoinis when he was dropped. He said, "Yeah, I think it's great that my spot is going to some younger kids. It's always a good thing."
Yes.
Does that happen here?
No.
Our players who are on the verge or should be in the retirement phase will cling on to their spots for dear life until the life is sucked out of those hands clinging on to it. Until they have no other choice but to let go. It's the line which I always hear from Batman, that you either live long enough to be a hero, or you die to be a hero and live long enough to become the villain. That's what happens. We'll hold on beyond when is necessary. I'm going to take Suryan Sharma's question because, Jesus, okay.
With Shreyas
scoring only 280 runs, will KL Rahul be middle order batter and captain of KKR in 2025? First off, those 280 runs have mostly been impact runs. Look at his strike rate has been very good. Second, if KL Rahul becomes KKR captain, I've supported this team since 2008. That will be one thing that tests my resolve.
So you'll do a Hulk Hogan.
By the way, intervention needed over here. We were talking about the over distribution. Only one bowler, as Siddharth also suggested, will get the option of bowling 4 overs. That's exactly the thing. And then the others can bowl a maximum. 4 bowlers can bowl a maximum of 3 overs.
Correct. Yeah. That was always how it was going to be, I think.
Indeed. But then if
So 4 overs, let's talk more on those lines. For 4 overs, definitely for Sunil Narayan, one can say, almost reserved, let's say.
I hope Shreyas doesn't do a Ruturaj, giving 4
as
overs
far
to
as
Darren
Mumbai
Mitchell.
Indians, no points for guessing. Jasprit Bumrah.
Jasprit.
Yeah, you're seeing yet another battle of the two most economical bowlers in the IPL.
6.2 and
6.7 or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly, but it's phenomenal that both of them are bowling at 6-point odds.
That too in a tournament where we have seen 287, 277, 272, 266.
And the power play is going to be overs 1 to 5. So they've shaved 1 over off the power play, which makes sense when you think about it.
This is my question. In condition mein injuries ka chance hai?
Yes, there is.
I mean, it depends on what the...
we'll just tell you what Shivam's question was. Shivam's asking, because it rained for quite some time, do the chances then of injury increase as far as players' fitness is concerned? And the answer to that is yes, which is why this delay as well. You've seen rain stop for nearly about 50 minutes now, but it's taken time to take the covers off, ensure that playing conditions are good enough, fit enough for all players to be taking the field, and that's what the assessment at 8:45 was for. And not just one umpire, there's both the umpires who come in the center, assess the playing conditions if there are, and then that feedback is given to the curator or the men in charge on the ground. The ground staff's then instructed if there are certain patches that you see that need some more drying. All of that feedback is then given to the ground staff. You ensure that the field is dry enough, because you don't want to be risking. No amount of play can happen at the risk of players' fitness. So only once you're sure, then you are given the go ahead.
Exactly.
I'm very worried about players who will play T20 World Cup for India. There is so many players
No, but I think they'll keep it as safe as possible.
That's
why they take time.
Exactly, which is why the delay is happening right now, so that no players get it. Again, it's not to do with the fact that so many of these players will then be not just Indian players, other players as well will be representing a Phil Salt, let's say, not an Indian though, but will be representing or playing at the T20. You have to look at everyone then. Yes, it is another matter that the T20 World Cup begins shortly after the conclusion of the of the IPL. But these protocols are followed even when there is no ICC tournament coming up.
Yeah, so we are all set for the toss that's going to happen at the Eden Gardens. Oh, 9 o'clock. 1.5 hours
of delay.
2 hours.
2 hours, yeah, for
2
the toss.
hours for the toss.
Oh,
the coin's gone up.
We don't know what has been
Iyer was the captain to flip the coin.
Obviously, home captain.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I think it's KKR that have won the toss.
Heads
No
was the
call.
call.
Mumbai Indians have won
Mumbai
the toss.
Indians, then it shouldn't surprise us that
Shreyas
they will
is-
be opting to bowl.
Shreyas is, luck at the toss in recent times has been woeful.
Is it even woeful in Rituraj?
It's as close. It's close.
Ooh.
But generally, more often than not, as Shreyas himself points out, he's like, skipper, I don't know what's happening. Is what is being told to me in the dressing room that we lose tosses, but somehow end up winning games.
Yep, so MI have won the toss and have chosen to bowl at the Eden Gardens.
We told you.
Yep.
Yeah, of course. In a rain
Yeah.
truncated game, you're always going to look to bowl.
And chances of rain coming down again. Absolutely. This ground, anyway, you've seen 200 plus runs. You've seen a record chase here. You've seen the nature of the surface change. All of that will probably be playing on the minds going into the match. But then once that rain comes into the picture, it becomes the overwhelming factor as far as the decision's concerned. For those of you joining us right now, we'll quickly just tell you Mumbai won the toss. We'll come to the team sheets for both the teams in just a bit. But the couple of takeaways, because we're looking at a delayed start. One, 9:15 is when the first ball will be bowled, and it will be hopefully by Jasprit Bumrah, because Mumbai are bowling first. You're looking at a 16 over match here, 16 overs per side. And you are looking at only one bowler from each side bowling the full quota of 4 overs. There are 3 other players who will have the option of bowling a maximum of 3 overs.
Yep, so that's the thing, and I think slightly worried faces in the KKR.
Understandable. It's a rain game already. The toss in T20 cricket is such an important facet. Okay, in a rain game, in a rain impacted game, it's doubly important. So it is something that definitely is not ideal. I would have also wanted to win the toss, but listen, you can't really crib about it. It's something that doesn't go your way. You can't really help it.
Yep.
But I'll be interested to see what exactly are the combinations the teams go with, because again, I think a rain game does tend to throw a few variables out. The one advantage, of course, both teams have is that there's plenty of all-rounders. Definitely in KKR's case, a lot of all-round options who can balance out if necessary. Because again, I don't think this is a game where you'd be wanting to stick to one, let's say, set template of how you're going to be using your bowlers.
Okay, so it's the same team. So Jasprit Bumrah does not get a rest. And as I had mentioned, Kyron Pollard, the batting coach, had stated that yes, there will be no rest given to Jasprit Bumrah. That situation has not been communicated to the team that yes, that is the case. So same team
is what Hardik Pandya has confirmed. That means there's no changes whatsoever. So any of you are hoping that a Rohit or a Bumrah or a Sky or a Hardik himself get a rest?
Nope,
Sorry,
it's not
boss.
happening.
Well, big news, by the way, from the KKR side of things as far as the team is concerned. A certain Rana ji is back in the team.
Nitish Rana is back.
Not Harshit. They're not brothers, by the way.
Yeah.
But Nitish Rana finally back in place of Ankrish, which shows you one thing. I think KKR are viewing Ankrish as a long-term prospect.
Yeah.
Because again, he's done very well. And truth be told, if it were up to me, I'd be okay even if a Nitish was fully fit and he wasn't playing this particular game.
Yeah.
Because Ankrish has been in good form in that middle order. He's done really well. But I think they had to make that one change because I think they'd want to go with experience. It's a crucial time in the tournament now. You want players who've been there, done that. Nitish Rana, don't forget, has been part of a KKR side that have made it to playoffs, made it to the final of the IPL. So there is experience there, you'd not take that away from them.
Well, you mentioned about them not being brothers, Harshit Rana and Nitish Rana, but they do have a connection. It's the Delhi connection.
It's the Delhi connection.
Yep.
Absolutely. And recently, in fact, the two were, Nitish was having a bit of fun at Harshit's expense.
Yes, in the flight.
Kiss.
Yes, in the flight. We saw that.
Yeah. Okay, so the 4 overseas players that KKR have are Phil Salt, Sunil Narine, Andre Russell, and Mitchell Starc.
Color me shocked.
No, absolutely no doubts about that whatsoever. So,
Am I only have 2 foreign players?
Tim David and Nuwan
How is
Tushara.
it the same team then?
Yeah, it's not the same team then. It's
How
really
is
not
it
the same team.
Yeah, it's not the same team. Then there are changes galore. Then Tim David. So there's no Katsea.
Yes. That means Katsea could potentially be an impact. But who used to be their 4th foreign player? Nabi. But Nabi dropped out.
Dropped out. Yeah.
Actually, yeah, I think they were playing.
There's no Tim. Okay, there's Tim David and Nuwan Tushara, right?
Tim David.
And Katsea, who would probably be their impact sub. I think.
Yeah. Because no, but Mumbai are bowling, right?
Oh no, see, there's no Katsea. I think something's up with Katsea because even if you look at the impact options, Rohit's on the bench. Nabi's on the bench.
So Rohit will be your impact because you're bowling first now.
Absolutely. Rohit has to be your
That means
impact.
they're only playing with 2 foreign players.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're done a KKR.
Of 2011.
Yes,
against
first game.
CSK.
Yeah. It was, I think, only Jack Callis and Brett Lee, if I'm not
Yes,
mistaken.
yes, I think it was those 2.
Yeah.
Okay, Mumbai 11. Namandhir, who's likely to open now. Ishan Kishan.
No. Are Rohit is the
Rohit.
impact.
Okay, so right now, yeah, my bad. Rohit comes in there. So Namandhir, of course, you're having
Number
him
3.
at number 3. Then so there is Namandhir, Ishan Kishan, Surya Kumar Yadav, Tilak Verma, Nehal Vadera, Hardik Pandya, Tim David, Anshul Kamboj, who we saw make his debut.
Yeah. He got the wicket of Mayank, if I'm not mistaken.
He got someone's wicket off a no ball.
He was involved in a catch.
Head.
There was a catch dropped off his bowling.
Yeah.
And yeah, then he ultimately got
Kamboj,
rewarded.
yes, Kamboj.
This Piyush Chawla, Jasprit Bumrah, Nuwan Tushara, yes.
Yes. So Katsea is not fit apparently. So
He would seem like a fitness thing because again, he's not even on the impact subs list.
Yes,
Anyway.
the impact
Yes.
sub list for MI reads Rohit Sharma, Shams Mulani, Shivalik Sharma, Mohammad Nabi, and Kartikeya Singh.
Yeah, for Kartikeya Singh is by the way Kumar Kartikeya.
Kumar Kartikeya.
Yeah. And for KKR, I think the impact sub can be slowed down slightly. KKR, the impact sub options are, they're not showing it here for whatever reason.
Let me check.
No, there's a Suyash Sharma I know. There's an Anukul Roy and a Manish Pandey. Those 3 are there for sure. I think who the others are, we'll get to know soon enough.
Yeah. I think what you can see is maybe you will have to get in a Suyash.
Yeah, no, but you're not.
You're batting first, no?
Right.
KKR are batting first, so that is why
Yeah.
it is going to be interesting. I think it should be a Suyash. Unless if there's a collapse, then Manish Pandey comes in.
Yeah. But 16 over collapse will be something, I will say.
Yeah, that's the thing. So yeah, Mumbai Indians only 2 foreigners.
Very interesting.
A lot of faith in the Indian
Yeah.
contingent.
I mean, Tushara and Tim David, but even Tushara struggled.
So is Tim David. Tim David, I don't remember the last time he's genuinely finished a game.
Yeah, that's the thing. So
His form this year actually hasn't been that great.
actually been very terrible at this.
Yeah, so we'll go over the 11s
Yes.
quickly. We went over Mumbai's 11. We'll go over the KKR 11 now. There's a Phil Salt, Sunil Narine, Nitish Rana, Shreyas Iyer, Venkatesh Iyer, Andre Russell, Ramandeep Singh, Rinku Singh. Jesus, that's a long batting lineup because after that, you've got Mitchell Starc.
Yeah.
Then a Varun Chakravarti and Harshit Rana. Wow.
Yep. So
batting till number 9, we know number 9 KKR, it's mid Starc. That's how long a batting lineup.
Suyash or
they've
Manish
got.
Pandey looking at the situation.
Should likely, in my opinion, be Suyash.
Suyash.
Has to be Suyash.
Yeah, because otherwise, see, they've got 4 overs of Narayan. They've
Yeah,
got
see, it could be Suyash or Vaibhav.
Yeah.
The bowling options. I think if it's a collapse, you'll probably go with an Anukul.
Not a Manish Pandey.
No, because Anukul will give you a bit of bowling also, na? If it's supposed to be a slightly slower wicket.
Okay, so Varun, Harshit, then okay, if
see, 4 overs
you're
of
looking at
Sunil,
Vaibhav
you
Arora
forget.
coming, right?
You forget 4 overs of Sunil. You're
Yeah.
looking at the next 12. You're getting 3 from Starc, 3 from Chakravarti, 3 from
Rana.
Rana. You're looking at just 3 more overs.
Andre Russell.
Russell gives
Russell
you at
gives
least
you 2. Russell gives you 2. You need a bowler and
Venkatesh
maybe
Iyer.
in fact, but chances of Manish Pandey coming in are very,
Manish,
very less.
I think even if you have a collapse, you'll probably go with Anukul because it gives you an extra spin bowling option.
Yeah.
That's the thing. In Mumbai, you knew that you had enough bowlers to do the trick. And there, I don't think you read the conditions. You thought maybe it'll get easier in the second
Yeah.
innings. So let's get as many runs as possible. So that is the thing. We know now what even the impact players option looks like. There's a Suyash, Anukul, Vaibhav, Ankrish, and Gurbaz.
Yeah.
So that's all your options there. Gurbaz doesn't come in because you don't really need.
And with Mumbai, it has to be a Rohit Sharma. Even if there is any other foreigner or any other place available, no, a Rohit Sharma will be.
Absolutely.
And by the way, Piyush Chawla had mentioned that why they had kept Rohit Sharma as an impact sub in the previous game, because he had a sore back.
Ooh.
And because of that, they don't want to aggravate it. It is a precautionary measure, and that's why Rohit Sharma was used as the impact sub. I think now that is the thing, because this is the 13th game for Mumbai.
Yeah.
And they are only playing one more against LSG. So that's it. They don't want to aggravate it. And see, Rohit is going to go to the US on 21st of May. Along with most likely Bumrah, most likely also Virat Kohli looking at it. Because see, Rohit, Bumrah, Suryakumar, Hardik are all departing on 21st. If you look at maybe Rishabh Pant might go on the 26th. Sanju is definitely going on the 26th.
Sanju definitely on the 26th.
Aksar, Kuldeep, if Delhi qualify, then they go to the 26th.
Yeah.
Then Virat Kohli could go on the 21st, but he could also go on the 26th.
Siraj also.
Yeah, Kohli and Siraj. And any other person that I'm missing?
No one from SRH.
And
No one
Yashasvi and Sanju. They are going on the 26th, definitely. So yeah,
Yes.
none
Then
from KKR.
We
none
don't
from
know
SRH.
yet about Jadeja and Dubey.
Oh yes, we'll only come to know about it tomorrow. Because if tomorrow if CSK lose, I think it's game over.
Yeah.
They are not making it on 14 because I somehow think NRR is going to go against them.
So all, yeah.
Only I think Yashasvi and Sanju at this point in time are the last of the individuals leaving. Maybe at this point. Perhaps a Dubey and a Jadeja also. So that's the
Very
situation.
interesting though. Will the likes of Kuldeep?
Oh, actually, many are speculating that Vaibhav Arora will be KKR's impact player.
Yeah, that's likely because again, likely means that's always been the straight swap because Vaibhav has always been the new ball bowler. But I'm just saying, what if it really is a tacky wicket? Then you may very well. And by the way, Shreyas has said as much. He's saying if you scroll slightly down, I'll be able to read that. He says that wicket may be a bit tacky. His exact words.
So no.
Then a Suyash could very well be there. Neeraj
Depends.
Chopra without the hair.
Without the hairs, but yeah, but if Vaibhav Arora is there, I think Suyash is not coming in then.
It depends really. I think you have enough pacers.
Conditions.
Yeah,
The
it'll
conditions
really be
will
good.
determine.
Situation. I would say according to the situation. So yes, Mumbai Indians are going to bowl, and let's look
With
at
3 minutes away, we'll quickly take some
Some
questions.
questions.
Take a
Yeah.
couple
And-
more questions and then get down to predictions.
predictions. Yes. So
Sandeep Thakur is asking me, will KKR retain Shreyas? Your thoughts? Yes. I see no reason for them to be disappointed in him.
See,
The only way they would have not done it is if the season was a spectacular failure.
see, KKR, their retentions are pretty clear. It will be a Shreyas, Sunil, and a Andre.
That's assuming you go with 3. It could be, you don't know. You don't really
Maybe.
know how many retentions are going to be there.
I'll go with the old formula 4. Let's
Four.
see with the
Then
4.
I think the 4th will probably be someone like a Harshit.
or a Rinku.
Could be a Rinku. You're right. Could be a Rinku.
Rinku Singh. So that's
So you really do have your retention sorted.
Yeah.
Rajma Chawal, asking us what is PR? What is PR? PR is public relations. So
Yes.
if you ever hear people accused of being PR agents, it means they're trying to get their image being better. As for the second part of your question, I don't think so.
it's a no. Ashish Ranjan. Why is Rohit Sharma not taking rest for World Cup since MI is already out of the tournament? BCCI should step in for this, but
Listen, Ashish just they never have.
They thought
You
of doing it last year.
They thought of doing it last year.
Yeah.
You were hearing a lot of big words from the secretary saying that the BCCI will Duke's ball was one this year.
Bowlers
then
will start practicing with Duke's
didn't
ball.
happen. This year you heard that the BCCI will tell franchises what to do. Haven't seen a sign of that happening. so
NCA
far.
will be in touch with the franchises. to
whatever
ensure
was the
there is
commandments
workload.
given on 2
First-
January 2023.
First or the second?
Second Jan. And Ashish, after this, you anyway have a 14-day break until the first match against Ireland. So why must you then have a break now? Anyways, when Jasprit Bumrah was coming back, when Mumbai were confirmed wooden spooners, they still didn't rest him.
Exactly.
And why should the BCCI step in? The IPL is an absolutely massive entity that the BCCI just has no control over. as Rohit Sharma would attest to it.
The franchises own us for these 2 months.
Yes, so that's the situation. The Mumbai Indians are in a huddle. Salt and Narayan.
Are the two batters who are, let's say, gearing
We've
up.
taken all those. I
We've
think
taken all
there's
this.
some more over there.
And Gautam Gambhir. Well, would he have gotten emotional looking at the fan, like how he said, please Gambhir, don't leave us and go. That was quite a video that the KKR franchisee put out.
It's very, very nice.
He
to
did
watch.
look visibly shaken, Gautam Gambhir. though.
Yeah.
So, is there practice match before World Cup? No, Piyush.
No,
Nandre.
Piyush, there's no practice matches this time around because
Although there are 2 series that teams will play. Pakistan will take on England. South Africa will take on the West Indies in the West Indies. 3 T20Is on 23rd, 25th and 28th. So that's the thing.
predictions.
Yeah, you go first, Shane.
Why do I have to go first on a KKR day? I won, and that to 16 overs.
Okay, so I'll go first. In 16 overs, Kolkata Knight Riders are making 185. I think KKR are winning it.
179 is what I was about to predict. Obviously, don't ask me who's winning.
I am going with KKR getting to 189.
Oh, 79, 89, 85. Always the midpoint.
But Mumbai are winning.
Mumbai Indians. Okay, so it's 2-1 in favor of Kolkata Knight Riders. We have been going on and on. Thanks to the rain for making this.
Yeah, this is a very long session with you guys. But of course, as always, having your company made it all the more fun. Now, we'll see you mid-innings whenever that will be.
Hopefully at the allocated time when they finish their overs.
And don't forget, hopefully with no more rain interruptions.
No more rain interruptions.
Otherwise,
Please.
BCCI is
Anyway,
in the mood
see.
to be ending bans now.
Anyway, see, 10:56 p.m. That's the cutoff for a 5-over game. After if there is a rain delay now, more overs.
But no
will be
signs.
No signs as of now. It seems all clear.
Yep. Okay.
So we'll see you mid-innings.
Nandri, bye-bye. See you.